Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning, and it's time for a Sunday sermon. Each week, we try to bring you a message of great faith, love, a message suitable for all denominations, all faiths. So this week, we are going to have one of our favorites back, and we really don't have any great favorites, but Peter is always one of his messages are always quite direct and always serving God in the way we like to hear. So, Peter, let's begin. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I do like to be direct, and I like to talk of God. I will do it all the time. I would speak of God 24 hours of your day if it was possible, but I'm sure I couldn't get anyone to listen that long. It's hard to get people to listen for 20 minutes to what you say. Humans sometimes have a very short attention span, and that creates problems for them. There are many, many things that I could say. There are many, many things that humans need to hear. But how do you get humans to pay attention to the very, very simple messages that Jesus spoke? I probably knew Jesus as well as anyone. Yes, he was very good friends with John the Baptist. But during his ministries, I was as close to him as anyone. He would confide in me and he would tell me what he was trying to accomplish. He never told me truly that he was the Son of God because I would not really have known how to react to that. But he said many, many things. He he said that humans need to simply learn to love. Jesus said that humans simply need to do the good things, to do whatever they needed to do. Jesus was the kindest, most gentle person that you would ever conceive of meeting. When he saw someone in need, he would always help them. He would heal them. He would tell them of this wonderful place called heaven, and he would tell them that all they had to do to get there was to live a good life. He would say, go out, don't do anything to anyone you don't want done to yourself, and if you follow that simple guideline, all will be well for you. He said that you have to love your neighbor. He said that you need to coexist. Now, the love thy neighbor thing, that can be a little difficult because sometimes your neighbors aren't real lovable. We had many that were not lovable, but he never hated. He never despised. He never really, as we could tell, even disliked. Now we know that there are neighbors that you're going to dislike, but don't waste your energies hating them. Hate is one of the most terrible things that can happen to a human heart. When you hate, it destroys you as well. Because when you pass on hatred's returned, and then other things happen. This is why there is such generational hatred. In the Middle East today, the Muslims hate the Jews hate the Muslims. Now, there are places where they get along. I'm not sure they ever truly like each other, but they know that they need to get along to coexist so that they can coexist and live peacefully. War is a terrible thing. Humans have been at war since their beginnings. There's always fighting going on somewhere. There's always leaders that cannot get along with other leaders. There's always countries that cannot get along. Just the same, but there's always people that can never get along with others. It can be for many reasons. But if you believe in the words of God, if you believe in the words that are brought to you on this channel, if you believe the words that you're going to hear today, then you are making the first step, a great step, maybe the final step. All we want you to do is show love and get along. It's almost that simple. That's exactly what Jesus did in his life, and that's what you should emulate as well. When you show hatred, it's a terrible thing. It not only destroys you, it destroys those around you. The hatred the hatred is a terrible example for the young. We're telling you, everyone that comes forward is telling you how important it is to teach the young, to tell them of love, to tell them that everyone is equal, that even though their skin color may be dark, their soul is the exact equal as everyone who has the skin color that is white. You see, there's very much that needs to be learned. All of the young come into earth when they're born with no knowledge. So everything is taught to them. What you teach them is what they will become. The young always become the leaders because the current leaders always die off. Humans have a very short lifespan. God did this on purpose. He wants humans to return as often as possible so that they can learn what they did wrong, have another life plan, and do right in their next life plan. Many people don't even have any way of understanding this. They close their minds. Many people are going to say the words you're hearing today are demonic. Well, I don't consider my words demonic. I've served God many ways. I laid foundations of his words after he was dead, after they put him on the cross and he died. I actually saw Jesus after the resurrection. I saw the impossible. I saw what could never take place. With my eyes, I witnessed the greatest miracle that ever took place on the earth, the resurrection of our Lord. That is how blessed I was. But I still had many problems. When I tried to speak his words, many people would not listen. Many people would throw stones at me and hate me. The Romans, there was a group. They really hated the Christians because they feared them. Even though the Romans were the most powerful country in the world, even though the Romans could conquer anyone they wished to fight against, they feared the Christians because they spoke of love. And the Romans, they spoke of conquering others, of war, of being the strongest. When Jesus walked the earth, he was this simple man. He was loving. He was gentle. He only spoke of love. The Romans, they spoke of violence and war and control. Jesus said, simply live a good life and you will join me in the greatest paradise ever. You will join me in heaven. Man, there was a contrast for you. The Romans, they made it difficult for us. But still, we spoke the simple words of this simple man, and everyone would listen. And there were those that would listen and not pay any attention and go on about their way. But there were those that would listen and say, man, he is really speaking of something that we should pay attention to. Our lives are very, very difficult. We don't know if we're going to be alive in several days or several years. So maybe we should just follow what he says. Maybe we should be good. We should love others. We should teach the young to love others. Why did the Romans ever consider love a danger to them? Well, when people love, they don't need armies. They don't need power. The Romans understood this, that if an individual wanted to simply coexist with his neighbors, they weren't going to want to conquer them. You see, conquering others, that is very, very low on the list of God. When you try to conquer others, you're assuring that when you go back, you're not going to have a very pleasant time with your guides. They're going to tell you, why would you want to kill others in the sake of power? Why would you ever want to do this? Is it because you want to have several more mansions or boats? Or whether you want to just have that feeling of power? Maybe you think you're God. Well, guess what, guys? No one will ever compete with God for what he can do. You're only allowed to wage war because he wants humans to make the decisions. He could stop it, but he's never going to. He's always going to support free will among humans because the whole human life is a test. My whole life was a test. There were times before I got to know Jesus that I did things that I should not have done. All of you that are watching, I'll bet each of you can say there were things that you did that you should not have done, because that's all part of life. It's part of the learning process. But the important thing is that you can say it, that you understand that what you did was wrong, and that you are trying to correct that. And in the future, you're going to try to avoid doing things that are wrong. Now, even though you love God, you have this foundation of faith. There will be times that you make mistakes. That is human nature. That is free will. You will make bad decisions, even though you pray to God for deliverance of ideas and how to make this decision. But that is human. You will still do what you think you should do, what you think you want to do. And quite often, what you want to do is not what God wants you to do. But that is being a human. Go out and just live your good life. Help others. Use what extra funds you have available to help others. Give it to charities. Even if you do not have anything to give, that you need every penny that you can make, which many people do today. Everyone has some spare time. Go down to a place where the homeless come at night and volunteer. Help feed them. You'll get a different understanding when you truly see these people. Many of these people, the last place they want to be is living on the streets, but they have no other way. They have to rely on the help of others. And if that help doesn't come forth, they have great problems. They will go hungry. They could starve to death. Many of these individuals have children with them. Their husbands may have kicked them out of their house for no reason. They may have been kicked out of their homes because they cannot afford to pay the high mortgages or high rents that people are charging. Many people have terrible lives. Some of it is karma. In many instances, these people deserve the lives that they have because of how they lived their prior lives. Many of the people in the worst poverty have had lives in the past of great wealth and did not use it to serve others. So now they're walking the earth and they're learning what it was like when they thought they were so much better than those individuals who had little. But those individuals that had little still had the love of God in their hearts, because all humans have that. All humans have the ability to draw on the energy of God that is within them. Many will never believe it, and many will never do it. And that is why there are lower levels in heaven. But what is important is your love of God. What is important is the foundation of faith that you have. That foundation must be unshakable. If you have the unshakable foundation, it is like this skyscraper that defies gravity. It is properly designed and it will stand through the greatest hardships Mother Nature can give it. Your foundation of faith must be designed to withstand all of the hatreds, all of the individuals that will not serve God, that will try to harm you, all that will try to steal, all that will belittle you, speak behind your back. But if you have that strongest foundation, that foundation of faith, You have nothing to worry about. You may have troubles. You will have sickness. You will have pain in the future because that is the way of things. As you grow older, your challenges change. Old age is not easy, but it is the prime time in your life when you have the most knowledge that you will ever have in your brain. You must learn how to put up with all of the things that come with age. Just the same as you had to learn to put up with all the things that came with life, the hatreds, the biases, all of the things that you look at in your government and you dislike. But what is important is that you know how to walk this path of life. The path is lit by the light of God, and the foundation that you have will determine how bright that light is. The light of God can be like the light that the ancient mariners looked that protected them from running upon the rocks. The light of God will keep you from running upon the rocks of a human life. Oh, there will be some that will scratch the bow of your boat, but you will survive. You will not sink and drown because that light is there. You just have to be able to see it. I saw it. Jesus was the light that I saw that changed my life. These words that you're hearing can be the light that you are listening to that can change your life as well. All you have to do is go out and follow what we suggest that you do in your life. God never commands, but he suggests. And when he suggests, you should listen. And many of you do. I love seeing those of you. Keep in mind that when I'm doing this, I am also with you. I am seeing who is listening. I am seeing those of you that have the pure hearts that listen every week to every word that comes out of Barry's mouth because you know God. And you know that this is how God talks to you. You know that when you listen to these messages, it is truly his words. Today is truly my words. But he knows what I'm saying. When he asked me to come this morning, he knew what I would be speaking. You see, God knows everything. You cannot hide from him. You cannot lie to him. However you live your life is a fact. And when your time comes to go to heaven, that fact is what you will be told of. I want you to be able to go to the gates of heaven and enter them with great joy and know that what you are about to do is the result of a wonderful life. When you are laying on your deathbed, I want you to know that you have done your best and that what is to come is the most miraculous thing that will ever take place in your life, because it is. The entrance into heaven is like this incredible act that cannot be duplicated ever on any of the planets. God has created this incredible place, this dimension that you refer to as heaven. Other religions refer to it in different ways as paradise. It can be whatever you want it to be, and it can be whatever you want to name it. But it is a fact. Heaven is a fact that exists. Humans will go back to heaven. Your soul will go. Your body will remain behind. That body that you think is the most important thing that could ever be will rot, will turn to dust. But your soul goes to heaven and it thrives. It is in the greatest environment it can ever be in. There is nothing more important than your soul. And what happens to your soul is totally dependent on the decisions that you make in your life. Think about Jesus. Think about us. Think about the disciples. We were harassed throughout our lives because we wanted to speak of this simple man that walked the earth. Many people refuse to speak of Jesus or God because they're afraid that they fear that they will be ridiculed. that they will be looked down upon, that they will be thought of as secondary citizens. Will thrive upon the fact that you know God, that you talk of him. Those who talk against him, they are far below you in the pecking order of God. When you go to heaven, you will laugh at them when they return, because you will know that they did things and they will now pay for it. They will be put into levels below you, and you can go down and visit them, but they will never, ever be able to come up and visit you, because you lived the life that you were supposed to live. You lived a simple life that Jesus suggested. You did all of the things that he spoke of. You showed love. You helped others. You taught the young of him. You taught the young how to live a good life and make the proper decisions and become the leaders that the world needs. So you did all of the things that will bring glory to your soul. Those who speak against you have done all the things that will tarnish their souls. So look in that mirror and smile. Know that you are doing what God wants you to do. There will be no better way for you to spend your day than to be happy and know that his words are affecting every moment of your life. So goodbye. I hope you listened to my words, and I hope you actually enjoyed them. I enjoyed bringing them to you. So I will be back. God is blessing everyone that listens to his words. He blesses everyone, even those that hate him. Remember that. Goodbye, and thank you so much for listening. Okay. Peter, you are a direct person. That's why we keep having you back. We love your messages. I hope you loved his messages as well. Share them. Pass them on to others. Tell others about it. That is all part of what will make you very happy in your life, and much more happy when you close your eyes. Goodbye, and thank you so much. We'll be back again next week. Hang with us. We're not done yet.